alcohol is not a sin.
If they invite you to sing in a club.
Now,
Yes.
I'll gladly jump at it, man.
Cabalina.
I'll jump at it.
So that's where the people that need the message.
See, that's
where
actually where I am.
Hi guys, you're welcome to One Body Diverse Part. Please do also like, comment and share this video with someone to be part of our community. So in this video, Gaise Baba, the popular gospel musician of an Afro gospel artist, was with Apostle Femi Lazarus in a discussion lately, and he sets his perspective towards alcohol not being a sin, and also he said he's willing to perform in any club if he is invited to. Even though it sounds controversial, please take your time and listen to his perspective and Apostle Femi Lazarus' perspective towards it, and I'll see you in the comment section of what you think about.
How far is too far for you?
How far is too far? The Spirit will let you know where you don't go, what you don't say, what you don't do. For instance, and too far for me does not necessarily have to be too far for you.
True.
Which is another thing.
Yeah.
And then I heard you say something about you only know your calling. It's your calling you know. You don't know somebody else's.
People should understand that you can only know your own calling. You can't know my own because you are not hearing God from me.
You are not the caller.
So there should be no assumption that a man is not doing his ministry because he's not doing what you want to know him for.
Right.
Or what resonates with you. So you brought this out. In 2025, people should focus on their calling while let someone else focus on his calling.
So I was going to give this example. I believe that, let me start from, I don't take alcohol. But I know alcohol is not a sin. But I don't take alcohol. Because by spiritual discernment from my own assignment, I picked it like 2 years ago that I shouldn't take alcohol. Right? But I'm in gatherings where people take alcohol. And I see absolutely nothing wrong with what they are doing. Because they don't have my assignment. They don't require my consecration. I cannot place the demands of my consecration on another man. Because we don't have the same assignment. Right? I see alcohol as a weight. Says saying now that you have a cloud of weaknesses. Let us run the race that I said before. Let us lay aside every sin and weight. So it's not only sin. We lay aside weight too. And each person go know waiting be wait for him. What reduces your effectiveness in your race? I see alcohol as weight. Heck, I see weed as weight. Right? So even though I might find it offensive to me personally, so I might not want to be in a gathering where there's smoking. If I absolutely have to be there in a particular moment, I will be there for the people who are there.
If you have to minister in a place where they are smoking weed, you will have to be there for the sake of the people.
I've been there before. I've been there years ago. So I feel like there's and this one is spiritual, would I understand. I feel like there's a similarity. I see some parallels between Moses' journey and my journey. Because when I started my career professionally in 2010, I was signed to Sanctified Records, Emmanuel Malaka, Money X. He used to be the business manager at Mo Hits Records. That's Jazzy, The Band, Dr. Seed, The Prince, all of them. So he left there and started Sanctified Records. When he signed me, I've sang in clubs. They're smoking, they're weeding, they're demonizing. I've sang in the club. And when I sang,
what kind of song do you sing?
My song now. I sang Follow. I sang Osomiboluwaga, Motiduro Dada, Mudatibini Mufeko Yorubani Raga, Ankara Movindara, Emi Prada, Timbare Besona, Will Shiminada, Mudatim Father Babundara. Hey, there's this line that talks about, mi ò mú paraga, ẹ̀mí mímọ́ ló ń ṣiṣẹ́, mi ò ní di lága, Get a tattoo, Yahoo. So I was addressing ills in the society.
Yeah.
And I stayed in the club, I sang it. While I sang it, there were ladies in front that paused. They held their smoke like this till I finished singing. They could not smoke. They held it. Right? Now,
do you get testimonies from such places?
Oh yeah. When I sang for the follow, I at least there were 2 or 3 stories that came back to me about folks who were in cybercrime that stopped when they heard the song.
Wow.
However, I believe that what God will have me do is actually even much deeper than that. So after like 4 or 5 years, He pulled me away from that, which is why I said there's some similarity, some parallel that I see with Moses.
Yeah.
He pulled me out from all of that. He pulled me from all that, pulled me into the wilderness. That's when around the time we had to go to camp, even church no call again. After some years, people be asking, did you stop singing? I said, it's not that I stopped singing. I was just singing in secondary school up and I was just singing from secondary school to secondary school.
Those years were years of silence.
Yeah, there were years of silence.
You had to bounce back.
So now, from there, I then started, I won't say building, but contributing to the building of what we know today as Afro Gospel. The Afro Gospel movement, the Afro Gospel community, right? But at this point now, God is sending me back to the same world that He pulled me from in the earlier years of my career. So I see it like Moses, when he was trying to, he knew there was that yearning in him to deliver the people. He knew that there's a call, right? But he was trying to do it with his understanding. Then there was that pulling away into the wilderness for many years. And after a while, God then says, I'm sending you back there to do what I want you to do. But by the time God is sending him, He doesn't want to go.
If they invite you to sing in a club.
Now,
yes.
I'll gladly jump at it, man. I'll jump at it.
But that's where the people that need the message.
See, that's actually where I am right now. And I was sharing with you earlier. For weeks now, God has been prepping my heart for what I'm going to have to be doing going forward.
Someone might be listening to this and say, how will he say that if they invite him to the club, he's going to go there? What kind of gospel ministers are we having now? That's religious spirit right there. Go into the world. You are the salt of the earth. You have to touch the areas you are to preserve. Salt can't function by proxy. You have to apply it.
You cannot influence what's not aware of you.
Jesus.
You cannot influence
what is not aware of you.
Oblivious of you.
Of your existence.
So we think we are influencing, but what we've created echo chambers. We've created echo chambers.
Echo. Same thing.
It's just bouncing back. We are shuffling members. So for a church to increase membership, a church reduces membership. Come on.
For a church to increase membership,
another church reduces membership.
And that's just like, in fact, the entire, let me use this word, because I want to say about what you said. The biggest city church auditorium in Nigeria is 100,000. We are looking at a nation of about 250 million people. What fraction of that nation is that? That's 0.00.
It takes some plenty calculation to
and
find
out. Now, this is not my way of casting aspersion on the church, but I'm saying that we are quick to say we are succeeding, and including myself, when there's still more to be done. If we compare what we are getting in comparison what can be done or what should be done, we'll know that we are trying to cage God. We are not touching the depth. At one point in my life, I was selling food by the roadside in Ife. I was running a fast food joint, where I would sell noodles, sell egg, blend with suya, blend with different things. I got more results
there
in terms of soul winning,
interacting with people on the streets,
than when I pastored in that same city. It was in that same joint where I was selling noodles that the boys who were cult guys they just said they don't know why. They just want to come to where I am, just sit down and gist. A guy came one day, and it's been coming for like 2 days. And one of those nights, I was whisking egg for someone, and I saw he was just looking at me. So I said, "Hey, what's up?" So he was crying. Then he said to me, "Do you know that I just wiped out an entire family before running down to me?" He was confessing the things. No preaching. He just felt compelled to confess.
Wow.
I led him to Christ, got him born again. The rest is history. When I look at the caliber of people that I was able to touch with that Indomie joint, that food joint there, compared to the recycling we do in church, it is amazing how we get to the point where if it is not temple, it is not God.
I remember when we had culture shift in Ibadan.
Oh, thank you for culture shift.
Thank God. And I was explaining from, I think, Ephesians 4.
Yeah.
Ephesians 4:11.
Yes.
He gave some to be apostles,
yes.
some prophets, some evangelists, some pastors, some teachers, for the equipping of the saints,
yes.
the work of the ministry,
yes.
the edification of the body of Christ.
Yes.
And I was explaining that the fivefold equips the saints.
Yeah.
So that the saints can do the work of ministry.
Yeah. Yeah.
What we have done is believe that the fivefold is doing the work of ministry.
True.
Whereas the fivefold are supposed to be like coaches
to equip the saints.
That equip the saints so that the saints can do the work of ministry. The saints are the one engaging the world.
Yeah.
In various fields.
Yeah.
So in the saints, you have doctors, you have lawyers, you have farmers, you have this, you have that. You have so many people inside the pews.
Yes.
So when the fivefold equips the saints can let their light so shine before men.
Yes.
In the world.
They are the ones in the world.
They are the ones in the world.
Yeah.
They are the ones who are interfacing with the world.
Yeah.
But because we have interpreted it as now fivefold they preach, now fivefold they do ministry. You say, are you in ministry?
My God.
Are you in ministry? Oh, yeah. I'm going into ministry. God has called me to ministry. I don't understand. We are all in ministry. Even if you're a business person, you're in ministry, man. And your business place is your pulpit. The same way the boat was pulpit for Peter.
Yeah.
So now, because we've relegated the pews, we now have powerless pews. Powerless pews who cannot effect any change in society.
My God.
So, as church, they full, corruption, they increase for the country.
Yeah.
The maths is not mathing.
It's not.
We are increasing in number. Corruption is increasing. How? What is wrong with our doctrine? What is wrong with our faith?
Some believers even believe that the church has nothing to do in terms of influencing societal pillars.
Then, if that's the case, immediately we give our lives to Christ, we shall have just gone to heaven.
It is absurd for people to believe that.